Today we're talking about 3 keyboard shortcuts that will help you to cut faster and will boost your editing speed by 10x. Best part is that 2 of them are default keys and we're going to make 1 custom key change. First I will show you the slow method that most of the beginners are using, basically the mouse, and then we will jump on to using the keyboard shortcuts and you will see how much faster it is. So I already imported the footage that we're going to work with, and let's assume that I want to make a cut here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the razor tool, come back in here, click once, and we made our cut there. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to scrub forward. Let's assume that I want to make my cut here and I want to remove this part. For that I'm going to go to the selection tool, select all of these, press delete, and then I'm going to select this part of the clip and I'm going to drag it till it snaps to the first one, or there's another way. I'm just going to select the gap, right click and ripple delete. So you can see there's a lot of steps. Like, let's assume we have a lot of clips to do this and this is not the efficient way. We need to reduce the friction, and for that we're going to use the shortcuts. If you're cutting few clips, I agree with you, there is not much difference. But let's assume you have a project and you have like 50 clips or 100 clips to go through and cut all of them. That is where the keyboard shortcuts come to save you time. Now we're going to edit everything by using keyboard shortcuts, and first thing that we need to do is we need to go to the keyboard shortcuts. And what are we going to use? So we're going to use Q, W and E. So you remember I said there's default keys, so basically Q, W are the default keys, and Q will remove everything to the left of the playhead, W will remove everything to the right of the playhead, and E, this is the custom keyboard shortcut, it will just do the cut. So basically how to set custom keyboard shortcut, you can see the add edit action assigned to this button. So what are we going to do is we're going to search for add edit, and you can see E and Control K, and Control K are the default keyboard shortcut for this section, but like I don't want to reach through the entire keyboard and press Control K. That is why I assigned it to E, and it's more natural because my hand is resting somewhere here and it is closer to Q and W. So basically like it's like it makes sense to assign E to make a cut. So basically what you're going to do is, if you want to remove the shortcut, just press on X. If you want to create new one, click here, it will create a box, and like let's assume that I want to add Control Y. So you can see I added new keyboard shortcut for this section. And after you finish everything, you're going to press OK and it will save everything. So let's understand how Q, W and E works on the timeline itself. So let's assume that I want to remove this entire section and I want to start with this clip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press Q. So everything to the left of the playhead will be removed. So you see, like, one keyboard shortcut, like, and it's already that much easier. So let's go a couple of frames forward. Like, let's assume that I want to remove this helmet part here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a cut here by pressing E. So there's the cut. I'm going to go forward. So I want to make another cut. So what I can do is I can just press Q again and it will delete everything to the left of the playhead for this specific clip. So Q, and basically the part with the helmet removed, it's gone. What I want to do next, so I don't like this part, this panning part here, and what I can do is I can make a cut here, I can go back and I can press W. So everything to the right of the playhead will be removed, and you can see there is no panning here. And let's assume that, I don't know, we want to finish somewhere here. I'm going to press again W, so everything to the right of the playhead will be removed. W. Now you can see how this simple 3 keyboard shortcuts, the Q, W and E, will save you a ton of time once you start using them in your edits. I hope after this tutorial you will no longer use the blade tool to cut your footage. I wish somebody told me about this when I was starting my editing journey. Anyways, if you like this tutorial, please put the thumbs up. Algorithm likes it. Sub to the channel and I will see you in the next one. Till then, stay awesome.